Hey guys, I hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to Lipstick and Linguine. If you've never seen one of these videos before, this is my monthly roundup. So I go through and have a look at all the events and launches that I went to this month. I take you through my favourite items this month, the stuff that I really became very fond of, and then we go through and have a quickly look at some of the things that perhaps didn't work so much for me, as well as the stuff that I finished this month. So the first event that I went to this month was actually the Priceline trade show. So Priceline invites a whole bunch of influencers as well as magazine editors and journalists to come and have a look at the new products that are coming out in the next few months. So a whole bunch of suppliers get together, have a bit of a trade show. There's also a bit of a talk about you know, how Priceline has gone, what are the upcoming trends and that sort of stuff. So we managed to get our hands on some stuff that's coming very shortly. There's some really cool stuff coming out very, very soon. The second event and launch that I went to this month was actually for a perfume. Now, I don't really go to these very often, so I'm a little bit picky with perfumes, but this one that launched this month was is just amazing. It's actually in my favourites. That rarely happens that I favourite something straight away. This is by Kenzo. It's Kenzo World. It was a really cool event, and there was dancing and there was a show and all sorts of stuff. Great food, great drinks, lovely company, and just a really great product. So let's go on to my favourite part of this video, which is having a look at all the products that really made a mark on me this month. And speaking of making a mark, I have swatches all over me today because I've done quite a lot of photographs and swatching and all sorts of stuff for upcoming posts. So excuse my messy hands and arms. But the first product we are talking about is actually the perfume that I just mentioned. So this is Kenzo World. Look how cool that bottle is. So it's in the shape of an eye, just like the Kenzo logo. And it has this little pearly thing here which makes it look like the pupil. Just really, really cool. The branding is really nice. So it says Kenzo on the little pearl there. It says Kenzo there on the little bottle neck, but it's just a really lovely fragrance. As I said, I do suggest you go and smell this one. It's so hard to explain what fragrance or describe fragrances, but it's just a lovely fragrance that I've been wearing all month long. Another product that smells amazing and I've been using all month long, even though it doesn't look like it, is the Way Rose Hair and Body Oil. This stuff just a little bit goes such a long way. So this is a oil that smells like roses, but it's really nice for just putting on your skin, and it just gives a really lovely sort of nourished feeling to your skin. But more than that, I use it very, very sparingly on the ends of my hair, just to kind of seal those dead ends. Again, it does smell really, really nice. Lovely kind of minimalistic packaging there from Jen Atkins. Really, really nice. This one is available in Sephora. It's available now. The first blush that I've ever just about finished is this one, and I actually picked up a brand new one. So I wasn't using it for a few months, and then I picked up a brand new blush in Expose, and I've been using that for quite a few weeks now. It's already, I don't know what it is about the Tarte blushes. I assume it's just the fact that they contain clay, but they do get hard pan really, really easily. So this one already is starting a little bit to get hard pan. If you want to know how to fix that, there's another video on my channel, which I will link below, which shows you an incredibly easy way to get rid of hard pan without wasting products with a spoolie or anything like that. So I've been loving this one again this month. Another face product that I've been loving, you will have seen that I reviewed the Mecca Maxima, what are they called? Skin Halo Diamond Dust. I picked up all three of the shades early this month or late last month, and I really have fallen in love with this formula. It's a really nice smooth formula. They're not overly shimmery, but they do definitely give you enough shimmer that you can build up and you can look quite lit from within, I suppose you could say. They're a little bit powdery, I will say, but I really do enjoy this formula. I feel like it's not, so for me, some highlighters you put on just a little bit and they're way too blinding. I like the option of being able to build up a blinding kind of highlight. So this one does that for me. So as I said, I picked this one up from Mecca Maxima. These are all in store now. Mecca seems to have done such a great job putting together just curating a really nice collection. It'll be interesting to see what they come up with next, but I really have been loving that. A skincare item that I've really been enjoying are the Murad Rapid Resurfacing Peel wipes. These are a little bit different to most kind of pre-moistened pads in that they're not in a jar already pre-soaked. These are actually individually wrapped. Now this is a fresh box. I've tried them. Oh, I've tried 5 of these, but they're all individually wrapped. So they're great to travel with because they're not going to dry out. They are a little bit larger than the standard kind of swipies. So I really like taking these down all the way onto my chest, because I don't know about you, I don't get acne as such, or really chest acne, but what I do is I sometimes just get the odd like breakout that lasts a really long time, and so I thought that maybe using these on my chest would help to try and sort of speed up the process of getting rid of those blemishes. And at the moment I've got nothing, so I don't know if that's got to do with these, but yeah, I've really been liking these. These again are a Sephora product. Murad's pretty new to Sephora, but these ones, I know a lot of people have been loving these ones, and I also have been. I have been obsessed with 2 different mascaras this month. So the first one is one that I mentioned last month, which was the Mecca Maxima one again, and the reason why I love this is actually because of this little guy here. It really gets in so close to the lash line to pick up all of those little baby lashes that once they're amplified make the whole eyes just open up so much. The formula is overall pretty good. I think without this guy here, this probably wouldn't be my favourite, because I feel like this is a good, like this end here is great, it works really well, doesn't flake, doesn't smudge, all of that sort of stuff, but it's a pretty standard kind of mascara. It's that little guy on the end that really makes this stand out. The next thing I've been loving, another mascara, is this one from Ico. This is the Lash Alert Mascara. This is the first one I've ever tried from this brand. I really like that it's a tube. I feel like, I don't know, I just really like this squishy, it's just my thing. So this one here is different to the last one. This one here has a very much smaller brush, but also it's that curved brush. So this one here reminds me a lot of Roller Lash, in that it really helps to lift my lashes. It doesn't give me a lot of volume. I don't mind that so much, because I just feel like my lashes are very short and straight, and so something that lengthens and really pushes them up is really perfect for me. So this one here is supposed to have caffeine, arginine, and some other stuff that stimulates lash growth. I'm not so sure about that. And I have a feeling, because when I take it off, I find that it comes off in pieces, so it doesn't smudge at all, which I love. So it might be one of those tubing ones, although I don't see anything on here that really says that. But definitely when I take it off, I find that it does come off in those little bits and pieces. So this might be tubing, I'm not sure. Anyway, I really like this one. I feel like I really want to try some more from Ico now, because this one's really impressed me. In terms of lip colours, there have been a few that I really like this month, but one that I really have been impressed with is the Revlon Ultra HD matte lip colour, but this one's actually a metallic one. So this one was actually gifted to me at I was going to say Sephora, but no, at the Priceline event. So this one here, it's not overly metallic. You know how like NYX and some other brands have come out with really shiny metallic things, which are really beautiful. This one's a lot more subtle. So I feel like it's a lot more wearable for every day. It just gives a little bit of sheen to the lips, so it's not flat, but it does dry down to be quite nice. I want to say it's velvety, but then it has a slight shimmer to it. Does that make sense? So this shade is 600 HD Glam. If you've been keeping up with my Instagram at all this month, you'll know that I've been obsessed with 2 different palettes, I suppose you could say. So the first one here is this one. This is the Lid Lingerie, so it's playing on the Lip Lingerie range from NYX. This is the Lid Lingerie from NYX, and you've got 6 really pretty matte shadows. So they sort of vary in intensity, so some of them are quite pigmented, some not as much. This is not the greatest place to swatch there, but this shade here I have been wearing almost every single day as a transition colour, or sometimes just by itself. Sometimes I've been using this just all over the lid and then a little bit of shimmer on the inside, but I feel like this colour here, I've got so many that are similar, but none of them are as perfect as this one. There's something about it. So these are a whole bunch of neutrals, very pretty, very wearable, and very sort of versatile to create a whole bunch of looks. So they're basically the colours there. They do match up with a lot of their lip lingeries as well. So this one here, if you see this one in store, pick it up. You're not going to regret it. It's actually a really lovely palette. The last item I love this month, and again it's an eyeshadow palette, but it's an eyeshadow palette I created myself. So I picked up some Colourpop shadows, and I've been really impressed with the quality. Now what I ended up doing was picking up two of the 4-pan palettes that are already set up for you, and they come in a palette like this, which is great, but they're a little bit bulky, so they come like that. And then I went ahead and I also picked up 4 of my own shadows to create my own palette, and they came with one of these as well. And I really had no intention of picking up the 4s, except it ended up being cheaper that way, and the shades that were in them were shades that I would have liked anyway. So I've got 12 shadows currently. I enjoy a lot of them. They're not, I feel like they're not quite as pigmented as Makeup Geek, but they're certainly very, very close to it. And there certainly are some really different textures and some really interesting shades. I feel because they're Colourpop, and also because they're such an interesting or such a good price point, they're a really good brand to buy your really fashion colours from, because you use them a whole bunch. Even if you don't use them, they're only, you know, a few bucks each. But, you know, they're very good quality. So they're not like, I feel like they're drugstore prices, but they're kind of just about high-end quality. So I've been really, really impressed with Colourpop this month. This one here, this palette here, I think only cost about $9, which is so much cheaper than a Z palette. And you know, Z palette had a whole bunch of PR issues a little while back, so this is a great alternative to the Z palettes. I'm thinking of picking up just a few more empty palettes to put some other stuff in. But yeah, I've really, really been enjoying. The only problem is that they do get grubby because they're kind of soft touchy. But apart from that, love this. Love the palette, love the shadows. Onto some products that were a little disappointing for me this month. I hate doing these because I always feel like people are going to get offended that I don't like products they like, but we're all very different. We all have very different tastes. So for me, one of the products I actually mentioned already in another post, and it is one of the Mecca Maxima products, and I really liked everything that I was sent and also the stuff that I've bought for myself. But this one I feel like is a little bit disappointing in that for the price you're paying, it's just such a there's just not much impact there. So this is called the Shimmer Shot Highlighting Wand, and it's a very thin formula, which is fine, but it kind of disappears into almost nothing. So this really will only work for you if you're using no powder, because as soon as you put powder on top of it, it kind of disappears. The only thing I can think about this that would actually be it would work quite well is maybe using it as a primer in some points, but again, it's a lot of money to spend on quite a little product. So that one was a little disappointing for me. And the second product is a drugstore product that I was gifted, and I wanted to like this so much, and I tried a few times, but it just did not work for me. It's the Nude by Nature Liquid Foundation. This one is called the Flawless New Liquid Foundation, and the problem I found is I actually got tested, like colour matched at the Priceline event for this, and it looked really good at the time, and then I came home and I played with it and I tried wearing it a few times, and first of all, it seemed to just oxidize as soon as it touched my skin. It just went really orange really quickly, and the other thing is, like, it's quite a thick, nice thick formula, so when I was looking at it, it's not like a runny liquid, it's actually quite thick, but it disappears into nothing. So there's not a lot of coverage there, and it was very, very patchy as well. So I tried this with my beauty blender. It was an absolute disaster with the beauty blender. It did do a little bit better with a brush, but still I was really disappointed by this. The first time I wore it, I actually put this in my Insta story. The first time I wore it, I didn't have time to take everything off and start again, so I put another foundation on top, and that worked out okay. But I don't know if you can see, but it's already turning really, really orange around the borders there, where it's starting to dry a little bit. I just was so disappointed by this because I really, really wanted to love it. I really was looking for some new drugstore foundation. So this one was a miss from me. And lastly, some products I actually finished this month. So here are my empties. Double Wear, you know I love this stuff. This is in the shade Ecru, which is my winter shade. I finished this off. I already had a backup ready to go when this was getting low. I bought another one. But just a great foundation. There's a reason why it's loved by so many people. It stays put, it covers everything. It just looks beautiful on the skin. I'm a really big fan of Jergens for body products. I feel like they just do a really good moisturiser. Not too expensive, obviously available from Priceline. I really like the one that has a little bit of tan in it. That one's really good as well. But this one here is fantastic. I use this one all over my body after a shower. I use it to shave my legs. I use it for everything. Love it. So for a while there, my hair went from quite a pinky colour to like a darker, almost dark rose, I suppose you could say. It was this temporary hair colour from Bright. It's called the Quick Squeeze Me Bright Babe. once you've read the instructions. I don't know. It's a semi-permanent hair colour. It works really well. Very, very cheap and cheerful. This MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade, I don't know, I want to say NC20, is done and dusted. It's old, and also like it's gotten to the point where I was laying down and it's not running down to the bottom, so I can squeeze any more out. So yeah, this one's done and dusted and going in the bin. One of my all-time favourite brow products, the Guinea Brow. This one is done as well. This one lasted me, I think, a year. Like, it really goes, just a little bit, goes such a long way for me personally because I have dark brows already. So yeah, this one's done. I've already got it back up. It's ready to go. This is in the shade 5. And lastly, I've got some empty packets of the Simple Kind to Skin Cleansing Facial Wipes. It's funny because I bought them both at the same time, and I must have had them both open at the same time, and then I finished them at the same time or within a few days of each other. And that is pretty much it. Yep. Okay, so it's been a long video. I'm going to try and cut this down to be as short as possible because I love just getting the message out there. But as usual, thank you so much. I'd love to know what you loved this month or things that didn't work for you this month. Have you any opinions of the products that I loved or didn't love? So I'd love for you to leave a comment down below. Otherwise, as usual, thank you so much for watching and joining me in my little corner of the internet. I'll catch you next time, maybe next month. Bye.